One observable universe filled with trillions of stars and trillions more planets. So what are the chances that we're the only ones alive? Most researchers agree that alien life should be out there somewhere, but still, where's the proof? Have we simply not found it yet? Or is there something else afoot? Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're answering the extraordinary question: is the government hiding alien technology along the 37th parallel? There is more to top-level government conspiracy theories than simply Area 51. But when it comes to supposedly hidden aliens, Homey Airport, aka Groom Lake, aka that place that no one's supposed to know about but everyone does, is still a prime location. So much of the modern UFO legend is born out of this isolated corner of the harsh Nevada desert, with claims ranging from live alien autopsies being performed there to exotic ET materials being experimented on there. For today's video, we're interested in the latter, and not only at Area 51. In fact, there's some suggestion that Area 51 has only ever been a smokescreen and distraction, diverting public attention away from what's really happening in the search for aliens. Either that, or it's actually just one part of a much wider pattern, an immense alien route that cuts all the way through the US, known as the 37th parallel. Now, of course, the 37th parallel in general isn't only an American thing. It refers to the global line of latitude that's 37 degrees north of the equator, and it stretches all around the world, passing through northern Africa, southern Europe, Central Asia, and the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Along the section of the 37th parallel that does pass through the US, however, it's been said that there are various and dramatic spikes in UFO activity. In fact, the majority of US UFO sightings seem to happen along this line. Again, as Area 51 can be found close to the parallel, many of the reported cases do lead back to this one iconic base. But there have been others. For example, at Clearwater Lake in Missouri, when two witnesses reportedly viewed a saucer-like vehicle light up red and white and rise vertically above the reservoir, before silently and quickly moving off over the horizon. The sighting allegedly happened in 1973, and like Area 51, Clearwater Lake is also a U.S. military facility. There are other similar cases that continually bring us back to various locations along the 37th parallel. But what's more, there are other notable military locations on or close to the parallel as well, including Fort Knox in Kentucky and even the Pentagon in Virginia, just a little further north. Walk in a straight line from one base to another, and you just so happen to pass numerous claimed UFO sites along that same journey. Some say coincidence, while others insist that there's more to it. And on top of everything else, there's a reported history of thousands of bizarre and disturbing cattle and livestock mutilations occurring all across America, but with the seeming majority of those being discovered along or close to the 37th parallel as well. In many cases, animals have been found slaughtered, but also unusually and deliberately cut into, and sometimes missing certain organs or totally drained of their blood. It's certainly gruesome, but is there another alien link to the story? Again, some are adamant that there is. Much of this stretch of the country passes through remote and rural locations in the southern and western states. There are wide open expanses of land then, with a sometimes very small population of people living there. And yet there has been a steady stream of mutilation cases reported since the mid-20th century at least. The contemporary interest swirling around the 37th parallel largely stems from the work of two people. First, the prominent UFO investigator Chuck Zukowski, and then the successful writer-cum-journalist Ben Mezrich. Mezrich is known for writing works which have gone on to inspire the Hollywood movies 21 in 2008 and The Social Network in 2010. The first being about a card-counting MIT blackjack crew, and the second about the controversial founding of Facebook. In 2016, however, Mezrich published a book titled The 37th Parallel: The Secret Truth Behind America's UFO Highway. In it, he charts the story of Chuck Zukowski, a one-time law enforcement officer who actually lost that job when he started asking questions about UFOs. Since then, Zukowski has grown to become one of America's leading UFO specialists, fronting searches across multiple states, including Colorado, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada. Perhaps most famously of all, Zukowski has before found some seemingly unexplained debris close to the Roswell crash site. Here enters another figure though, and this time one whose role is a little more mysterious from the outset. Robert Bigelow, the billionaire founder and president of Bigelow Aerospace. According to interviews given by Mesrick, Bigelow's company at one time became a kind of go-to group whenever a UFO was found. According to one TED Talk given by Mesrick in 2016, it was even an FAA policy that if a pilot ever saw something unexplained in the sky, they should report it to Bigelow and his private, not public, organization. From there, it's alleged that Bigelow would investigate, and indeed that he and Chuck Zukowski crossed paths on occasion too, especially following Zukowski's discovery of material at the Roswell site. It's not as though Bigelow is expressly linked with the theories surrounding the 37th parallel, but he certainly does have a long history of strong political connections, including a reported influence over the one-time Senator Harry Reid, particularly in the run-up to the U.S. government starting its Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, a previously secret UFO study held between the years 2007 and 2012. From its startup in 1995 to its closure in 2004, Bigelow also headed the National Institute for Discovery Science, another group set up to investigate anomalies, which usually doubled up as UFOs. It's perhaps unsurprising then that over the years his name has become almost synonymous with government knowledge of aliens and of potential cover-ups. So what does all of this really reveal? Officially speaking, still not a great deal. Chuck Zukowski has argued the case for years now that there's seemingly something significant happening along the 37th parallel, with the general idea apparently being that visiting aliens could be entering and leaving Earth precisely along this particular line of geography. Many of America's most famous UFO sites do feature along it, leading to the parallel also being widely referred to as either the extraterrestrial or paranormal highway. The potential cases date back to at least 1947 and the infamous Roswell crash, although the theory has been given a new lease on life in more recent times thanks to Ben Mesrick's book, plus whispers that Zukowski's story might also be made into a Hollywood movie someday soon. But what's your verdict? Is there really a UFO line cutting through America? Or are the reported increased sightings plus strange mutilations merely by chance? Is Robert Bigelow's role a point of contention? Or are you unsurprised that UFO investigations might be leased out to a private firm? At the heart of the story is Chuck Zukowski. Many refer to him as an alien hunter, but whatever his job description is, he does appear determined to uncover the truth, whatever that is. At first glance, the 37th parallel is just another line of latitude, circling Earth and minding its own business. But look deeper, and in America at least, it runs like an express train through the heart of UFO country, linking up crash sites, bizarre sightings, and perhaps significantly, U.S. military bases. The parallel also drives through the center of many unofficial cover-up conspiracy theory. So what does America really know? And how far could that knowledge spread? The Army? The Air Force? The government? As the title of Ben Mesrick's book puts it, is there a secret truth that's still waiting to be known? For now, that's why some believe that there really could be alien technology hidden along the 37th parallel. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.